Graphk and Wasted Show. We are back. Let's get it.
Touchdown, Raiders!
Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted and Graphic Show, whichever way you like to slice it. What is the deal, brother?
My brother, it's always good to see you, and salute to everybody here in the chat. Make sure you guys get your questions ready to go for our brother DJ Glaze. Without no further ado, man, let's do this the right way, okay? Charlotte, North Carolina zone, all right? Former Maryland Terp, our third-round pick last year, former third team all Big Ten in 2023, our starting right tackle, our guy, DJ Glaze. What's good, brother?
So what's up? How y'all doing?
Man, it's a blessing to have you here, man. I know we've been talking for about a week or so. I want to say this real quick. Salute to Pops, because he set this all up. We were talking in the DM. I ran into him in Indianapolis, and we had a really good conversation out there, man. Your Pops is so solid, man. He's a cool dude. I was telling you behind the scenes, I'm like, y'all are twins for real. For real. But how's it feel, man? You're in the league, you know, worked your tail off your entire life to get here. I know you're in your sophomore year now, though. But how does it feel, man? Like, just take us through the journey of what got you here.
Oh yeah, man, it's definitely fun. You know, like you said, you dreamed of this your whole life. So I started playing football when I was 4. So yeah, we've been 20 years, so 19 years. So yeah, it's crazy. But you know, as you play, the older you get, more people start telling you, you know, one day you can go to the league, one day you can go to the NFL, and then you start like, man, maybe one day I actually will. And you know, and I ended up at Maryland. Well, in high school, I got hurt, so I only played 1 year. So it was kind of, you know, I didn't really know what was going to happen. Then I ended up at Maryland, kind of balled out there, and then ended up here. So it's been a good journey, but it's definitely been fun.
You've been through a lot of change. You know, year one, AP, Tom Telesco. You know, you're in year 2 now. We bring in a legend, you know, Pete Carroll. This hasn't been really what we wanted up to this point. I know you can, you know, you feel our pain, DJ Glaze.
Yeah,
sure, right? We're 2-7 right now. But what is the energy around the locker room right now? And what is your take thus far on Pete Carroll in year 1?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. We're 2-7, but if anybody was to come to the building for a day and just walk around with any one of the guys, you wouldn't even know it. Like, people come willing to work, ready to get better. Guys still communicating, still bonding. So, like you said, it's definitely not the season that we want. Nobody wants this, but at the same time, it's the first year. Like you said, first year under Coach Carroll. You know, he let us know when he came in. He doesn't lose. Like, you can go look at his resume. He doesn't lose. So this is kind of a one-off for him. So we still got 8 games left. So we're trying to get it back on track. But you know, it's been a slow start. But like I said, guys been coming willing to work, and we're trying to turn this thing around for sure.
There you go.
You know, DJ, I really wanted to get into, you know, the year that you had last year, right, was phenomenal. You had a really great rookie year, and transitioning into your second year, you know, what has been challenging to you from the first year to the second year? Like, has there been like a gap in knowledge or anything like that transitioning to a new coaching staff? And with that, you know, like, how has some of the things that you learned when you were in college kind of transitioned over to the National Football League?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, anytime you go under new coaches, put in a new system, it's going to take a little time.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's really the biggest thing, just going from, you know, a year and having to learn a new scheme, new coaches, what they like, their techniques and all that. So I mean, that's the biggest thing. But I mean, you know, now we're all starting to get the hang of it. You know, of course, like, there's been times, definitely for me personally, there's definitely been plays I want to get back, you know, and all that. But you know, it's like you said, it's the learning curve. We're all going through this together. So That's the big thing. And like I said, in college, we were real technical. When I was at Maryland, we were real technical. So I feel like it's kind of the same. It was a smooth transition for me because I know I've heard stories of a lot of places where coaches are just like, just go block them, find a way to get this block done. But but for me, I've always been the guy who needed the technical part of it. So that was huge for me, and it helped me transition to the league easier.
How much has the absence of Colton affected the O-line, not only from a production standpoint, but like also from a mental standpoint? And was he like the veteran since day one that you kind of leaned on since you joined the Raiders?
Yeah, for sure. He's been huge. I mean, he's still been behind the scenes talking to us, giving us pointers and tips and all that. But, you know, having his presence on the field, you know, is different. So, yeah, he's definitely, you know, he's the vet in the room. We all look up to him. We call him Cap. So, you know, that's my guy. That's our guy.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we get him back soon, man.
Hopefully.
You know what's funny? You know, DJ, I remember last year hearing in camp a lot about you. Everybody's ranting and raving about how great you were doing and how, you know, you were going to push for a starting job, and that came to fruition. But within that, they talked about some of your battles with Max Crosby, man. You know, they were saying that you held your own, and it was legendary what you did as a rookie. You know, were some of those battles with Max the thing that kind of propelled you and gave you the confidence to perform at a high level, you know, going into the league now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you go against the best every day, you have no choice but to, you know, go out there and play good against others. And we all know Max is not going to back down. In practice, you know, you think he's on 800 milligrams of caffeine or something. He does not stop. He's always juiced up. So, you know, you can't take a play off, or he'll have his way. So, yeah, I take pride in, you know, getting my job done. So me and Max kind of went back and forth. You know, we still do. It's always fun going against him. I know it's only going to get me better.
He's funny too, DJ.
Yeah.
We talk a lot and we DM each other a lot. And Max is a funny dude. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Yeah, he is. He is, for sure.
What's the relationship like with JPJ? So today we officially placed him on the IR, dealing with that ankle injury. Salute to him and his family, man. Phenomenal family, man. You guys play next to each other. And look, I'm not going to get you in any trouble, I promise you. But the debate is the guard center spot, right, with him. And, you know, he looked really good out there. The O-line looked totally different with JPJ out there against the Denver Broncos. And, you know, we went down and, you know, we kind of, you know, offensively, we couldn't get rolling. We just couldn't get rolling. But what's the relationship like with JPJ, and what has the impact been with him on that O-line? And I have to ask you, do you prefer guard or center JPJ, DJ?
So I'll start off. I mean, if he plays beside me, that's a plus for me.
There you go.
There you go. So I don't know, but nah, man, he's great. Like, we came in together. That's my guy. We when we first got here, we were roommates, so you know, we bonded. You know, immediately. That's my guy. We'll definitely miss him being out there. I mean, we all see it. He's doing everything for the team. He's willing to literally die for the team, as we saw. He twisted his ankle. He's still holding on to the block. So, I mean, that's just the guy he is. You know, he'll give anything. You know, I'm pretty sure he'll give anything to be back out there. But yeah, that's my guy. Like I said, we bonded immediately, and I know he'll give anything to be back out there. So it'd be tough not having him. And yeah, it's just a crazy incident how that happened. But
yeah, man. You know, it's funny, man, because I noticed something about, you know, the calling card of what they've done with this roster. They have drafted and brought in a lot of guys that are super versatile. And like, you know, your versatility has kind of been your superpower. Like when you were in college, you know, you played a lot of left tackle, you played a lot of right tackle, you know, you played everywhere. Do you feel like right tackle is kind of where you're comfortable at now? You know, and are you receptive to, if you need to, like maybe, you know, going to another position if need be? Yeah,
I mean, I've been playing it for the last 2 years. So I mean, the more repetition you get, of course you'll be more comfortable. So that's where I'm comfortable at right now. But if they ask me to go anywhere else, I'll do it. You know, I don't have a problem with it. You know, whatever the right positions are for us to, you know, get this thing going, start winning, I'll do it. I'll gladly go wherever. So But yeah, for the last couple of years, just so much repetition at left tackle. That's kind of where I've been. At right tackle, that's kind of where I've been the most comfortable at, right now.
Last year we got JPJ in the second. We got you in the third, back to back. This past draft, we go get Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant. What do you think about those young guys' development? We haven't got an opportunity yet to really see them out there. But with all the injuries right now, we don't know where Dylan is in terms of his health. I know Pete said that he was at the walkthrough today, and he's going to try and get him out there for that Monday Night Football game. It's good that we have some extended time off to try and get him healthy. But if he can't, if he can't go, man, do you believe in these young guys, man? What's the kind of work they've been putting in behind the scenes?
Yeah, man, I definitely do. I watch those guys get so much better. From when they're coming. When you're a rookie, you don't really know what's going on. You're kind of waiting. But just seeing those guys, go out there now, and it's just night and day. They're starting to get it, starting to click for them. We were all rookies once, so I kind of try to talk to them, when I can, just give them pointers and all that. So I definitely feel like they will be ready when they when their number gets called, and I'm excited. Whenever that does happen, I'm excited to see him go.
Hey, Wasted, it's kind of crazy to hear he's the OG now.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like, be an OG in 1 year, bro. But
it's wild. It is what it is. Right?
You know what's funny, man? With that, you talk about the young fellas trying to, get acclimated to the NFL. Now you become kind of almost an elder statesman for those guys. What was your welcome to the NFL moment? We ask everybody that.
Always.
Oh, it would have to be our first camp, really. I was running with the twos.
Okay.
And then I remember Thayer was in front of me. He got hurt. So everybody just called him my name, DJ. And who lined up across from me.
Yep.
So, that was the first time we just really started battling. And, it was fun. He got me on some, and then I came back. And that's, like you said, that's kind of what started that this third rounder is coming out here balling. So, I would definitely say that just being thrown out there, against Mac in like the first couple of weeks I was here.
It's funny. We had Dante on like a week or two ago. Dante Thornton's a friend of the show. He's always on. We've had him on about 3 or 4 times now, right? Wasted. Yeah. He told us his moment was in camp, the joint practice against the Niners, coming down the middle, Fred Warner, ping, laid a hat on him. Laid a hat on him. So it's always funny to hear those. And I asked Dylan too, Lauby. And I don't even think he had one. Dylan's just a maniac. He's a special teams monster. He's just a maniac. Up to this point, DJ, like, who has been your toughest opponent, man? Your toughest matchup? You were at right tackle. You were playing against some of the best edge rushers in football, some of the best defensive tackles. Who is the best defensive lineman that you have faced up to this point? Not named as Crosby. Not named as Crosby.
Of course, last year TJ Watt was the one. He's different. He's wired different. But to be honest with you, those Broncos, that Bronco front is they're pretty good. They're going to be a challenge every time you play them. So I would say they're one of the tougher ones. And the good thing about it is we saw them one time, we get to play them again. So we get to make the adjustments and see what happens next time.
I love it. Those divisional matchups are some of the things that that's like the straightest line to win in the division, right? But for me and asking guys that are on the Raiders right now, man, like how close do you guys feel like you are to kind of closing the circle and closing the gap? Because if we're really looking at it, you guys really should, to me, you guys could have been 5-4.
Yeah.
For me, like very, very easily, man. How close do you guys feel that you are to closing that circle and closing that gap?
Yeah, I feel like we're super close. Like you said, we've been losing by 3 points, 2 points, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And I know you don't want to take more victories, but we're coming in and we're fighting to the last whistle, trying to get it, and it's kind of the same story every week. We fell just short. So we feel like we're super close, and those games are a couple plays from going our way, and like you said, being 5 and whatever instead of sitting here 2-7. But I feel like we're super close.
Last year we had James Craig in the mix. He was let go. The OG Joe Philbin took over. He's still in the building. This year we bring in Brennan Carroll, and Andy Dickerson as well, the assistant. is there, you guys still kind of get the whisper of Joe Philbin? Is he still involved heavily with what you guys have going on? Because there's been a lot of, change on that O-line from last year to this year.
Yeah, he's still in the building. He's still, he's been doing this so long. He's gonna, give his nuggets here and there, and of course when he talks, guys listen. But like you said, it is change, and some coaches do things differently. So we just take it all in, and then we take nuggets from Coach Phil, we take nuggets from Andy Dickerson. So it's really just a collective effort of everybody trying to help us out.
Man. Yo, it's funny, man. I want to kind of transition a little bit. Yo, how has it been for you personally, man, leaving the great state of North Carolina? My mother's from Fayetteville. I got my whole family is from North Carolina, right? And moving out and being in the hustle and bustle of Las Vegas, Nevada, bro. Like, has it been a big transition for you?
It's been crazy. The good thing about it though is I kind of stay in the house, so I don't really do much. I will say the heat is crazy.
It's white.
Yeah, the heat is white. It's always hot, which is crazy. But I mean, every time you look, there's something to do. It's insane. Like, you can go to the strip right now and find something to do in 5 minutes, which is crazy. So I would say it hasn't been too crazy because I like to stay in the house. But like, as far as the heat and you can always find something to do, that's the biggest difference for me.
What is it like watching two potential generational players? And I don't put that tag on a lot of players, but Brock Bowers, year 2, he's dealt with an injury, but when he's out there, I mean, he's just a difference maker. We go out and get Ashton Genty. Like, what is it like blocking for him as well? Like, having those two guys, like, DJ, in another year or so, man, this could be one of the most powerful offenses in football. We just got to put it all together, stay healthy, and communication is key. But how do you feel about being able to be teammates with those two guys, man? They're such sensational talents, man.
Yeah, like you said, they're different. They're different players. They're playmakers. We've seen the stuff Brock has been doing. The game he had against the Jaguars the other day, his first game.
Jaguars,
it was crazy. Then Ashton, we see the stuff he does. He always makes the first person miss, and
always
he's going to go. So, I mean, it's going to be so fun to watch this thing come together and see what they can do. I know we're gonna start opening stuff up for Genty, and he's gonna take it. He's gonna take it. It's gonna get better. Then we'll get that run game going. It's gonna open it up for Brock. So. Just those two having a good run game, having Brock right there, I feel like it's going to be so crazy. And
you guys take that personal too, right? When people say that we reached and we took a running back at 6, I know the O-line feels some type of way about that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because I mean, we see what he does anyway, and then when we start getting this run game going and we start opening stuff up for him, nobody's going to be able to say that anymore.
I love it.
Nah, I love it, man. I wanted to ask. Because, last year you were brought in under Antonio Pierce. Mm-hmm. And now we've transitioned to Pete Carroll, who is one of the most decorated coaches in the history of football. What's the main difference that you saw coming in under Pete Carroll after AP, was unfortunately, let go? I mean, is there a huge difference? Is there any similarities between the way they run their program, or Like what did you see when you came in this season? Like, was it different? Was it totally different, or was it a lot of similarities there?
I wouldn't say it's totally different. I mean, our team is really kind of, I would say, like player led, if that makes sense. Like, everybody's gonna look up to Max and Gino and Colton and the guys that have been in the league for a long time. I would just say the biggest thing with Coach Carroll, like I said, when he came in, he told us, I don't lose too much. So, when somebody, he's been doing it for so long that everybody's going to follow suit. And like every day we walk in the building, we tap in, like, I'm in. And that kind of lets you know, like, whatever's going on, we're going to drop it we're going to get this work in, and you can worry about that when you leave. And, that's the big thing. Like, when everybody walks in, they're so focused, they're, ready to buy in, ready to tap in. And follow the leaders. The guys I named Max, Cole, and Gino, the guys that's been doing it for a while.
Was year one a culture shock, DJ? I mean, you come into the league, you have a new head coach in AP. You have a guy in Tom Telesco who's there, and he handpicked you in the 3rd round. You know, the Devontae situation, you know, he ends up leaving and going to the Jets, and you're playing with one of the better wide receivers that we've seen in a very, very long time.
Right.
As a rookie, you're dealing with, you know, Luke Getsy being let go and the change from James Craig to Joe Philbin. Like, as a rook, man, like did it kind of build, like, do you feel like it kind of built you up for the future? Like, man, I've been through it all in year one.
Right, a little bit. It kind of, like people say, is a lot happens in the NFL, and like you said, I got to see it firsthand.
Yeah,
which was a lot. But and then also at that time, I was trying to get on the field and play well and do all that. So it was just a lot going on. But like you said, yeah, I've definitely already in 1 year. I've already seen a lot. So it kind of builds you up and just gets you prepared for whatever may come in the future.
I love it. I love it.
DJ, your story is one that is really inspiring to me, right? Because, throughout high school, you had some injuries and, you only got recruited heavily by like one Power 5 school, and it was Maryland, right? Mm-hmm. And do you have anything to say to some of the young guys that are out there that are in high school trying to make it? Like, my nephew is currently, he's a pretty good running back, and he's always worried about where he's ranked in the state and this and that. And he's starting varsity as a sophomore, and he's super engaged in that. And I'm like, bro, just enjoy the game and get to where you need to go. I mean, do you have any words for these young guys out there that are trying to get to the next level?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as far as like the stars and all that go, I mean, that really, we see 5 stars not make it, and we see people with no stars, get in the league and do great. So, I mean, as long as you love the game and you're willing to put in the work, and all you need to do is get to a place where you fit in, like a good system for you. You're willing to put in the work. I mean, you'll be seen anywhere you go. So for me, it was I wasn't really worried about where I went. And like you said, Maryland came late. They came super late, like I think December of my senior year. So it was super late, and I didn't really worry about if I got that or not. I was just worried about going somewhere where I can be able to ball, and I know eventually the right eyes will see me.
Yeah.
But luckily I was able to go to Maryland, and nothing really changed. You still got to go out there and ball. If you go to a smaller school, it might be easier to get on the field. But I went to Maryland; it's harder to get on the field. So I mean, either way, you're gonna have to go out there and do your job, and you're gonna be found eventually. So. I would just say ball out. Don't really worry about the stars and what schools are looking at you. Just go out there and do your thing.
So back to back, we're under the big national spotlight back to back weeks. Thursday Night Football, in Denver. Now we're at home next Monday against the Dallas Cowboys, and we are the team that has the luxury of seeing Quinnen Williams first in a Dallas Cowboys jersey, right? How are you guys preparing? I mean, I know that it was just a walkthrough today, and I know you guys will get really back to it this week, but how are you preparing mentally for, that kind of matchup? Because, he's going from a situation from the Jets where they lost a ton of ball games, and, Dallas isn't the greatest football team this year, but Jerry made the move. It's definitely going to get that defense a lot better with a talent like Quinnen Williams. How do you prepare for that national spotlight, man? You got Quinnen Williams, who's going to want to make a crazy first impression with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, for sure. So I just tell the guys, we've been going against great fronts all year. So, I mean, just go out there, ball out. Like you said, I know he's a heck of a player. Like you said, he's going to come out there Monday night, first game in Dallas. He's going to make a play, but, just not overcomplicate it. I know the coach is going to put a great plan in place for us. We'll kind of get into that, tomorrow and as the week goes on. But, don't overcomplicate it, because when you overcomplicate it, that's when you mess up, and then you let him make that splash play. So, like I said, I feel like I know for sure they're going to put a great plan in place for us, and we just got to go out there and ball, not really worry about who it is. But we got to get a win, so that's the biggest thing. We got to get back on track.
Yeah,
that's a fact, man. We're headed home. Monday Night Football. When we talk about Las Vegas, it has been kind of a strange situation, because you have such a the Raiders are the only team that have been able to take their fan base from Oakland to LA back to Oakland. And now we're in a whole new sports town, whole new medium. We're trying to establish kind of a fan base out there that's a part of Las Vegas, as opposed to, bringing people from California over to watch the game. How much does that home field the excitement from the crowd, how much does that motivate you guys when you're in the field? Is this something that you guys internalize? Do you worry about it? And does it help at all?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, you always want home field advantage on your side. You know, just to get in your corner and kind of, you know, it helps you and it just disrupts the other team. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the more fans you have in the crowd in your favor, you know, you feel like it's huge. Like I feel like home field advantage is real. You know, and I guess.
Will we ever have it, DJ? Will we ever have it?
The big part of that is winning. So
there you go. I love it.
When we, you know, when you win, then people will come. So that's the big thing. We gotta get them there. It's as much as our job to get them there as it, you know, as it is theirs to come. So that's huge for us. And like I said, I believe we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. It's gonna come.
Two-part question. Then we're gonna get the chat involved a little bit. Salute to everybody that's watching. Make sure you guys go support our guy, man, DJ, man. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram. What else you got going on? Did you have any foundation yet, or do you have any websites that you want to plug away? Let us know, brother. We would love to put it all in our community tabs and share it anywhere. Do you have anything that you want to plug right now?
Not yet, but I'm gonna work on something for sure.
Please let us know when you do, and we would love to push anything that you have in terms of your brand or the community awareness and all that good stuff. What would you say to Raider Nation right now? You know, Geno's leading the league in picks right now with 12. A lot of people are on Chip Kelly's helmet right now. That Geno and Chip dynamic. We know in a new system, things take time, right? It does take time. And we know that, you know, Geno was essentially never played in this system. And Chip has never, this has not been his quarterback. Chip's coming off a national championship with Will Howard in Ohio State. You know, Geno had some success in Seattle. What do you say to the nation, to a lot of us that are out there saying, man, we're questioning this dynamic. Is it going to work? Because you see it every day. You see Chip, you know, you see his system, you see what Geno can do on the practice field. Because we heard a lot of great things from Geno coming out of camp, a lot. And, you know, in New England, we've seen some of it. And we don't know what happened going into week 2 and things kind of just went downhill. But what would you tell the nation in terms of, you know, that dynamic between them and kind of preaching some patience? Because, you know, a lot of us have been fans, and me and Wasted included, we've been fans for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen it all. We've been there and done that. But there's some younger guys that are sitting around and saying, we've never watched this team win. Right. You know, how do you preach patience to the fan base, and how do you explain the Chip and Geno dynamic?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to understand that no team ever comes in, I feel like, first year and wins the Super Bowl. Like, we can see the last couple of teams, they've been building, they've been playing together for a long time. It takes, like you said, it takes time. You know, and like you said, we've seen Geno win in Seattle. We've seen him do great things in Seattle, and we know he can do it. Like you said, first game he came in and do it. He makes great plays all the time. You know, it just sometimes you can get put in unfortunate, you know, situations, and you know, a ball can get tipped here or there, or whatever it may be. You know, but like I said, we all know Geno can play. He's shown it. He's been in the league for a long time. You know, and like I said, Chip, he always calls great games. He puts us in the best position to succeed. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff is we really just got to go out there and execute. And you know, sometimes, you know, as games goes on or whatever the case may be, you got to be able to keep it up. This Coach Carroll says all the time, it's about the team who does right longer. And I feel like that takes time. When you know, this is our first year playing together. I know it's already been 9 games or whatever the case may be. Yeah. We definitely agree there should be progress, but everything that's going to be great takes time. And believe me, we're working every day at it. Like you said, we see it in practice. We're trying it's not like we're not trying. So just stick with us, and we'll get it right for sure.
I mean, that's what we could see. We could see that as a fan base. You know what I mean? And as pundits of this team, you know, we get a little bit of a different glimpse behind, you know, the curtain a little bit, as opposed to just normal fans of the team. But the one thing that we can see is the effort level and how much you guys are out there battling. And that's why I'm very hopeful for the future. I wanted to ask you, man, being a part of a legendary organization like the Raiders, there are so many great players that have come through the hallowed halls of Raider Nation, man. Have you developed a relationship with any of the old guard, some of the older guys, the Arshells of the world, anybody who played for this team in the past that could sprinkle some wisdom on you? Have you been able to get a connection with any of those guys?
I've talked to Lincoln Kennedy a couple times. I actually went to his restaurant, and he comes out sometimes. So I try to talk to him every now and then.
Link a real one.
Yeah. He give it to you straight too. That's why I respect Lincoln Kennedy, man.
Yeah, he'll come up to you and give you some. I remember we were in camp. He saw one of my reps. I came off. He talked to me. We chopped it up. So yeah, for sure. And then just taking in the information like that. And yeah, I mean that's really the biggest one. Cause I see, like I said, I see him all the time. So just trying to take in all the information he gives and translate it to my game.
One more, man, real quick. Did you get a chance to see Jacoby's interview the other day? His first game against the Texans. Did you get a chance to see what he had to say?
No, he shouted us out.
That is a difficult thing to accept because it's like he's such a leader, right? And then he leaves, and he wanted to be there. But did you see that wasted? What he had to say?
Yeah, I saw that. That was amazing, man. I got a lot of respect for Jacoby.
But like that has to like kind of light a fire in the locker room when you hear a former. Because Dante said that he leans on him. He's like a big brother to him, and he still talks to him a lot frequently, even though he's gone. But for him to say that, it's like he really, truly believes in you guys. And he really like thinks that this thing is going to get fixed very, very soon. Like when you hear a guy like Jacoby say that, what does that mean to you, man?
Yeah, man. First of all, Jacoby is one of the greatest guys I've ever been around. Probably one of the best teammates I ever had.
Everybody says it.
Yeah, he's amazing. And like he could have handled that whole situation so much differently, but he was still coming to practice with us, still coming to the doing everything he had to do, which is you don't really see that when a lot of times when guys might sit out and say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not. If I want to be here, I'm not going to do that. He was still here, so that's huge. I mean, he's like I said, he's one of the best teammates I ever had, and he was in it with us. So just to hear him still thinking about us, saying I know it's going to turn around soon. That's huge, man. I love Jacoby. I wish he was still here, but
I know.
Sometimes it just for the better of his career at the moment. So I wish him nothing for the best, and I'm so happy for him.
Let's get the chat involved real quick. Salute to Heat Check. He says, salute Glaze. Thanks for being on the channel. You guys are the GOATs. Raiders. Salute to my guy Heat Check. Salute to my brother Hug. He says, what nicknames has DJ had in the building and growing up? The chat has dubbed him the Glazinator. It's awesome to watch you craft your game for our Raiders. All the best wishes and future. Well, DJ is actually your nickname, right?
Yeah, DJ is my nickname. I'm a junior, so I'm named after my dad. So that's kind of what I had growing up.
I love it. Chat, get a couple questions in before we get out of here, man. We're not going to keep DJ in here all night. And once again, we will continue the Graphk and Wasted and Graphk show once DJ heads out. So stay tuned for that. But get a few questions in before we get out of here.
I got one before they get one. DJ, man, I see a basketball jersey hanging up behind you, brother. Yo, is that a sport that you were into? And who's your squad? You know what I mean, in the NBA?
I played a little bit. I stopped playing in high school because I had to start. I had to start focusing on football. But I don't know. I'm a LeBron guy, so I like the Lakers. I love
LeBron too, man. He always hating on my man. He always hating on GOAT James all the time, man. He always hating on GOAT James.
I gotta hate on something. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. I got nothing to be happy about.
Oh man, yeah.
But you know what's funny? I grew up, DJ, watching my favorite team back in the day was the Charlotte Hornets. Larry Johnson, Muggsy, Alonzo, Hershey Hawkins, Del Curry. I loved that team back in the day. Like my grandmother painted her truck turquoise because I loved the Hornets so much. So I love it. I know you're a little too young.
I was about to say, Graphk, that's the young brother right here. He's like, who? Brother young, man.
Hey, Germ says Hondo in the building calls you the mule.
Yeah, the mule.
What the hell does that mean? Salute to Hondo. He's been on the channel a million times. We've had him on a ton. But has he explained that to you?
I'm trying to remember because I sit beside Zamir White. He got the horses and all that.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm from South Carolina, so he was like, you kind of when you run, you kind of remind me of one of those horses Zamir ride. I'm gonna start calling you the mule. And then it just kind of came up. It kind of came up randomly one day.
This is our resident offensive line guy right here. So S guy is the trenches guy. What's your take, DJ, on having a 6 big, thick frame line and maybe Wagner on the end playing as a tight end blocker or Wagner as a guard? Do you think he could play guard?
Yeah, I think so. Wags is the most juiced up, most energy I've ever seen. Like if you come around with him, he's always yelling and flexing, and I think he'd do it for sure. That'd be fun if he came in and just
that's a big dude.
Somebody, yeah, he's huge.
You would imagine if he was a tight end, it's like Frankenstein playing tight end.
I know, right? And wasn't he like on his way to the WWE or something at some point? Or he had like
I think he was gonna go.
Yeah, he had a deal with them or something like that, like a development deal, and then he chose to go to the NFL. I believe.
Yeah,
that's what the story was. That's crazy.
So. That is.
Yo, can I ask you a question? Who's the biggest jokester on the offensive line? Because y'all are always an interesting group of characters.
I say JPJ is up there. JPJ is always joking. We got a couple guys in our practice squad.
Uh-huh.
You can't look at them or you'll laugh. Like it's constantly just always jokes with them.
Is putting them like that? Is putting them have that energy? Because when he came in last year as a UDFA, we were hearing some things and we spoke to a few people, but he had some energy in camp.
Yeah, he'll do some wild stuff too. He'll make you laugh. He'll do some wild stuff.
Okay. Hey, man, real quick, man. Salute to our guy, DJ. Once again, brother, we appreciate you so much for taking the time out to hang out with us. Salute to your pops, for setting this up, man. Such a good dude. I had the honor once again to hang out with him for a split second in Indianapolis at the game. We are rooting for you. We are hoping and praying that you end up being, that guy for us, that anchor on the right side for us for years to come. On the way out, I got one question for you, okay? Who is your favorite offensive lineman ever?
Of all time, I would say Larry Allen.
Larry Allen was a beast.
He was. I think the first time I really started watching it was the play where he was standing flat-footed and he hawked down. It was an interception or something.
Yeah.
Then I was like, dang, I just started watching his highlights and he's just dominated.
Yeah, he was different. Is there anything you want the nation to know on the way out, brother? You want just anything that, like I said, you got going on or anything with the team? If you can speak to the fan base, there's a lot of people in here right now. What would you tell them? Because we have a very passionate fan base.
Yeah.
They love this team. We love this team. We're rooting for you. A lot of us are in depression mode right now because we were hoping this thing was totally different than what it is right now. But again, we're still rooting we have this love and hate relationship, DJ, where we're done with it. And then Monday comes and we're right back in. We're just like, you know what? Let's get it rolling. Ready for next week. If you could tell the nation anything, man, what would you tell them right now?
Yeah, I would say, just stick with us. Nobody wants to be 2-7, and at the end of the day, the goal is everybody wants to win, and I truly believe we're gonna turn this around. Like when I see guys come in the building willing to work, with the record we have, that just shows you how much everyone cares.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly believe it's gonna change. I really
love it, man.
Yeah, brother, definitely.
I love it. Real quick, my guy Fernando just sent a $50 bomb right now. He has a question for you on the way out. Real quick, my apologies, DJ.
All good.
He says, "Thanks for being on the show, DJ. What was the transition like for you moving from the left to the right? Also, what's your true weight? Team website is all over the place with y'all numbers. Best of luck the rest of the season." Salute to Fernando. Me and Waste appreciate you on the donation, brother.
Yeah, I would say it's not that hard moving from left to right. It's just like once you get going. So like right now, if I was to move to left, it would be a little tougher just because I've been playing right for so long.
Yeah.
But I mean the transition is not too bad. And right now I'm 320. So I know the website they do always is, I don't know how they do it, but it is always, kind of up and down. But right now I'm 320.
There you go. Hey, we would love at some point in the offseason, man, to pick your brain a little bit about, what we got going on in the next season at some point. If you would, bless us with your presence, we would love to have you come back on some point in the offseason, man, if you got some time.
For sure. We could do that for sure.
Definitely, man. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you, man. And as always, you guys go support our guy, DJ. Tell them where do they follow you at on Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff.
Yeah, my Instagram is delmar.glaze. Twitter saying, I think you put in DR Glaze and it'll pop up.
Okay, so I'll put those in the description after the video, and everybody go follow our guy, man.
Yeah, we gotta
DJ.
Make sure, man. We gotta make sure we support our own, everybody out there in the nation.
Yeah, man. So we appreciate you, DJ, man. Have a wonderful night, man. Thank you again for taking out some time to kick it with us for a minute, brother.
I appreciate y'all for having me on, man.
All right, my guy, man.
Salute
to our guy, DJ Glaze, for pulling up our starting right tackle. Good dude, man.
Great dude.
Very good dude. Salute to the chat, man, for putting some great questions in the comment section. Solid as a rock. We're not going anywhere. We still got a lot to talk about. Wasted, what's good, brother?
Hey, man, I'm all right, brother. I just, it's such a weird season because my football brain tells me that it's going to get better. Because I can see signs of it. It's just hard to constantly preach that because I understand the fan who is in the dumps. I understand the person who is saying, man, this is never going to get better. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, bro. I understand, bro. You're dejected. But for me, when you have players like him and Dante and Dylan, and we know what Max brings to the table, and you see guys like this, these are the future of the team. The attitude that these young men have lets you know everything you need to know about why this thing is going to get better, man. Yeah, definitely. And again, you're hearing it from what's the old school saying? You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? These guys are still bought in behind the scenes, you guys. They still believe in Pete Carroll and what they got going on. And now, again, as fans, right, we have the right to feel very, very different about how they feel. So this is what we do first and foremost. This is a fan show regardless. We are fans that are running a podcast. I want everybody to be able to speak their mind. But I love that everybody was respectful in the chat while DJ was on. And again, we're going to talk our shit, though. Again, we're 2-7. Dallas to me means a lot, though. It means a lot because I live here, and that matchup, that was circled on the calendar, Wasted, right when the schedule came out. It was like, this has to be one where we end up. Come on, Raider D, don't do that, bro. Come on, man. Don't tell me I'm going back to, 5-10. I can't stand you. I knew it was going to happen, but salute the Raider D5. You over here telling me what's going on Raw. Stop. Man, you know what, man? F the WWE.
The whole
Yeah. That to me, bro, like, look, I've always loved wrestling, right? But I don't like the way they treat, people that come from the outside world, hip hop artists and stuff like that are trying to show love and reverence for a product that was dying. You know what I mean? Because you have niche people that like the WWE, but it's not the cultural phenomenon that it once was. It's not what it was in the 80s, and it's definitely not what it was in the late 90s, right? And it's going through a transition. And I just kind of think that shit is trash, man. To treat a guy that spends that kind of money and throw him out. It really bothers me, man.
Hey, man, don't talk about what you don't know, man. You know what I mean? You ain't no WWE guy, man. Watch it.
Yo, man. Listen, I was a WWE man, a guy before you was even a twinkle in your daddy's sack. I've been watching wrestling. Wrestling. My grandmother was a huge wrestling fan. My grandmother.
She's from the section.
The South. Bro, I grew up watching. I remember watching, NWA, like all of that stuff. AW. I was a huge wrestling fan, bro. I just, as I've gotten older, some of the storylines and stuff like that made me kind of be like, okay, they're rinsing and repeating. Is no innovation. And then during COVID, when they had some of the matches without the crowd, I got back into it a little because I remember that match with John Cena and with Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was really, really interesting. And it was dope the way they did it. And then the stuff with
Niggas Wasted grew up watching Mae Young. Yo, real ones know, bro. Ones know.
But yo, like on the real, and when Mae Young was in the WWE, I was an adult when Mae Young was in the WWE.
Everybody was an adult when Mae Young was in the WWE. Well, no. Yeah, I was a teenager.
Well, yeah, when sexual chocolate and she had a baby and all that bull crap.
My God, bro.
I don't know, man. Like I just
did she give birth to a hand at some point?
Yeah, it was a hand. It was crazy.
Wow, shit.
The bloodline was dope.
Yeah.
The bloodline was dope. I just think they kind of they got everything they can get out of that. It's just now I don't like the way without Vince being involved. I don't really. Everybody always said Vince needed to not be involved, and I don't really like what I've seen since Triple H has taken over. I personally don't, and it made me lose interest because I was starting to get back into it because of you guys.
Real quick, everybody that's asking about Wasted's show the other night, he had to work late. He ended up trying to push it back, and he forgot about it. So look, you guys, stop. Look, man, my dog worked.
Happy Thursday. I fell asleep. Y'all will be all right, man. Get the F up out of here.
That's not. He says, his mind is telling him no, but his body is telling him yes. Then he goes, one of my top 3 favorites is the Great Muda. Oh man.
Oh, Muda. Remember when Ric Flair, he just spit that junk at Ric Flair's face.
Yeah.
Like, Muda.
Yep.
Muda. He had a grease.
Yo, you guys get a few questions in once again. We're gonna hang out for at least an hour. You know, we just wanted to shoot the shit a little bit out after we had DJ, man. Salute to DJ for pulling up and hanging out with us again. Great guest. Really, really good young man. It was so easy to set this up. And I'm telling y'all now, I just made two major situations wasted that we about to be lit in a second, bro. Like we got some dope guests pulling up. And I'm talking about dope. Like, yeah. Look, we gonna keep turning it up over here at Shieldmore, man.
Right off the spoon, huh?
Oh yeah, just fresh off the It's just calling me. Yeah, it's about to be insane. So salute to everybody here in the building. What's the update on JPJ? Matt, he is on the IR, and it looks like he will be out for this season. Dylan Parham is questionable right now. It sounds like Pete said at the presser he may even be ready to go Monday night. So he was there at the walkthrough today. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a high ankle sprain. I think he should at least miss about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, you know, he's a big dude. So
Chip, not Chip, but
Pete.
Pete has been very glass half full with injuries this year, and he's been wrong a lot. So to me, that really doesn't hold a lot of water for me. You know what I mean? Like Pete Carroll has always gone out there, but he should be ready sooner. You know, he just has a broken leg, but you know. Hey, get him a little treatment, get him out there. It's like, you know,
there's still a little testing on him. Yeah. So look, JMC, man, Ty Simpson is legit. That's my favorite quarterback in this draft class now. I'm telling you, man. I watched Dante make some beautiful throws out there with Oregon. He's a very accurate passer. I like Mendoza too, you guys. People think because I like Ty Simpson over Mendoza that I don't like Mendoza. I just feel that he has a very high ceiling. But I'm worried about him. To me, he's like a boomer bust prospect. I'm worried about Mendoza. If he goes to the right system, he could be a really good ball player. But I don't know, man. That was an exceptional catch, by Omar over there to win that ball game for him. But again, I'm hyped on Ty Simpson. That is my number 1 quarterback in this class right now. And again, Dante may not be coming out. Sellers definitely is not coming out the way this season is going out there with South Carolina. So to me, I think that Ty is the number one guy. So
yeah, you know, to me, there is no number 1 guy just yet, right? Because you got to continue to let the season progress. We got to see these guys doing bowl season. There are certain guys that once they go into that BCS championship season, that's where like the men are made, right? Yeah. So some of these guys are going to be competing for national titles and stuff, and we're really going to see how great they really can be. This is one of those years where I think the best QB that's coming out this year is not going to be decided until 3 years from now. You know, you got guys like Maivia, you got Nico, and you got a whole bunch of talented guys. There's no rank and file number 1 guy in this draft, man.
We have one in Notre Dame right now. Wait, look, the more and more I watch CJ Carr, the more I get excited about. I know this is his pretty much his freshman year. It's his first action. He's gonna take some time, but in another year or so, I'm telling you, man, he is getting better week in and week out. And I understand that some of the talent that we have faced has kind of went down since week 1 and week 2, where we lost those 2 first games, Texas A&M and Miami. But this is going to be very telling this Saturday against Pitt. They're a formidable opponent. We're heading up there. I'm excited to watch CJ Carr up there because he's looked really, really good. But next year's class is above and beyond better than this year's class coming out for sure. Definitely. Salute to Germ 209, my guy, on becoming a member, man. Appreciate you, brother. If you guys want to become Green Dot, get off my lawn game, hit the links. They're pinned up top. Once again, it definitely helps us keep the lights on over here. My guy says triple fraud opening his trench to the highest bidder running WWE. Jey Uso loses. Yeah, I hated that. Raider D510. I really hated that, my brother. Salute to you on the 5 hours as well. A lot of talk right now. Salute to my guy Jason Hunter, my brother, with the Go Irish. Come on, man. We text all game long watching our Irish, man. Jeremiah Love is just phenomenal. Love watching him and Price play, and you know, we got some
superstar.
Hey, Malachi Fields, the wide receiver, is a phenomenal. He's going to be great too at the next level. So, but yeah, man. Look, I want to talk about this real quick while we still have everybody in the building. The Kyler Murray talk. Okay, it's a lot of talk right now of because if I'm a betting man, Wasted, and we don't have any of this. This is not. We had nothing planned after the DJ Glaze. We're just going to talk. It may sound we're going off script a little bit, and it's because we are. But there's a lot of Kyler Murray talk right now. All right, about, you know, us moving on from Geno, which I think if I'm a betting man, 90-10 to me, we're moving on from Geno next year. And I think that if we don't move on from Pete Carroll, he's going to have to get with the program when it comes to Geno, right? Like, look, we're moving on, bro. So you either hear it to see it or you're not. Just is what it is. But what is your thought process on the whole Kyler Murray situation? A guy that, again, has been a 2-time Pro Bowler, right? Just like Geno Smith. He's had his injuries. He's had his ups and downs. At times, he looks phenomenal, and at times, he just looks Mitty McMiddle-lot, like my brother Wasted Talent likes to say. How do you feel about potentially going out and getting a Kyler Murray in the offseason and moving on from Geno?
I feel like that would be kind of a little bit of rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kyler Murray is a guy who has a lot of talent, but his attitude, he doesn't always seem like he's the most invested guy in the game. And Kyler Murray is a guy that really can decide to just play baseball.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he has too many other interests besides being a quarterback, and you have to make too many alterations for him because of his size. Like, the problem with Kyler Murray, and this is the reason why he's not getting the ball of Marvin Harrison, is because half of the time he has to roll out to the sideline and see down the field. You know, he hasn't mastered the art of staying in the pocket, being a shorter quarterback and seeing downfield like Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie used to take a deep drop into the really, and with Breeze would step up, but he would kind of step between the center and the guard so he could see down the field.
Yeah,
you know, Breeze would stay in the pocket. I don't know if Kyler Murray is the person that was study enough to make this thing work here. He has to do too many dynamically athletic things to be effective, and he did that a lot when you know, he was there with Cliff Kingsbury, right? And you know, running an offense that really a lot of the times, once the NFL figures it out, it kind of goes away, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just of the estimation that it'll be more of the same. Us going out and getting somebody who was once pretty good and expecting them to take the next step and resurrect their career with the Raiders, and I'm over it.
I don't want anything to do with Kyler Murray.
I don't want anything to do with that contract.
Yeah.
And if you're going to take a swing on somebody that you're not sure is going to be great, then you should just draft somebody who's cheaper. And if they're not, then you can move on from them very, very easily.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if he went the Bo Jackson route in Vegas, the Dion route? You know, the A's will be there in a few years.
Yeah.
You know, he was drafted to the A's. You know, he chose football over baseball. That would be a hilarious situation. At the end of the day, he's still, 28 years old. So I think that, well, baseball, you can play until forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that would be an interesting storyline. The A's travel out, you know, end up going to Vegas, and Kyler ends up playing both baseball and football. That'd be hilarious. But I'm not a Kyler guy. I hate the way he did my A's. And I was at the game, you know, where they beat us. Hunter got absolutely destroyed. I think Buda Baker returned that kick to beat us. Or not kick, return that fumble. Remember, Hunter got the Sonic rings knocked out of him.
Yeah.
And Buda Baker took I think Buda was the one that returned that fumble for a touchdown that beat us. So look, I don't want anything to do with Kyler Murray. I'm good. I'm good. But there's a lot of talk on Twitter and Instagram of potentially the Raiders moving on from Geno in the offseason and going out and getting Kyler. I don't think that he fits what this coaching staff once. I don't think that Pete will get along with him. We talked
I don't
about
think
it.
Max would get along with him. Like, yo, if you're not, look, and this goes back to what I said about all the young guys in the building. If you're not on fire for football and you're not a guy who loves the game and loves to practice, like people on this team love football, bro. That's the one thing that I have to give them credit for is they drafted people who are ballers and dogs. We don't need anybody that's going to be supposedly the leader of this team that's not on fire. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you start talking about the kind of archetype that would fit with the Raiders, it's Fernando Mendoza.
It was Byron Murphy who returned that kick. Thank you, Fernando. That's exactly who it was. It was Byron Murphy.
Mendoza is the kind of guy that even though he's kind of like a choir boy, kind of corny guy, reminds me a lot of Kirk Cousins. He's one of those guys that seem to love football and studying the game. He seems like a football dork. Fernando Mendoza he would fit in great with the Raiders, I think. I just pray the Raiders will actually go and draft a damn quarterback because
he'll be gone by the time we're drafting anyways because of the measurables and what he's put on tape this year wasted. And he's probably going to end up winning the Heisman this year, which I think Jeremiah Love should win that shit because he's just so dominant. But we know that's a quarterback. You know, Mendoza's going to win that shit.
Grav, I'm not so sure, right? Because when you start getting into, you know, the workouts, when you start getting into measurables, when you start getting into, you know, tape over a few years, he might not. You know what I mean? Because you got guys like Nussmeier and you know, Ty Simpson is seems to be very, very blindingly talented. And you know, the kid from USC. The kid from USC is 6'4", man.
Yeah.
Look, that kid Maivia, man, he's 6'4". He can move. He got a damn good arm. I really don't think this is going to be boilerplate. Normally, you can kind of say, yo, all right, man, you know, this is the first, this is the second. We're kind of having some recency bias here. Who's ever doing well on television is who we're all saying is going to be the number one guy. But I think it's going to surprise a lot of people who's going to go as high as they are.
Yeah. Raider D5 says 2 injured too. He's talking about Kyler. That's the COD streamer in 3 years. He's already won now. Fernando, yes, Mendoza's an RPO demon. It would be Chip Kelly's NFL reclamation baby. Okay. Interesting.
I think if we're being real, I think Chip Kelly is the guy that doesn't make it. Like Chip Kelly's making $6 million, and apparently there's a situation where, you know, him and Pete, there's no possible way. And I don't have any inside knowledge. This is just from me with using the
no. We do.
No, we do. But from this perspective, right? It's not.
I get what you're saying, though.
There's something that I'm not willing to share. There's shit that we know that's going on in that building, right? But we're not willing to share it. But what I'll tell you is that just from deductive reasoning, you can see that there is a clear gap between what Pete Carroll is wanting to institute and what's actually happening in the play calling of Chip Kelly. Yeah. And no matter how much he's making, it could be 6 million, 7, whatever. The head coach is the head coach. And if you're not doing and calling the game that he wants you to call, you're not going to be here very long. And Pete Carroll is kind of like the smiling assassin. He'll give you a hug and love you up and hit you with an elbow drop and then cut your ass the next day. I mean, you know, everybody thinks Pete's this great guy. He's a gentleman, and I give him credit for that. But Pete Carroll, listen, you saw with Tom McMahon. Listen, 1, 2, 3.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah, and thank the Lord. See, the thing that
they didn't deserve a live, you guys. We weren't going to do a live for Tom McMahon. It didn't deserve.
No, not at all, man. And for me, I'm like, well, why was he here to begin with? Like the problem with the Raiders over the last few years, and this is what I can never understand. Why, if you're gonna start over, then fucking start over.
Yeah.
Patrick Graham, all you guys, get out of here. Yeah. And no disrespect to Patrick Graham. He's done all right. Yeah. Yo, get whoever you don't want out of here. And then from an organizational standpoint, stop hiring fucking coaches who have the same say as GMs.
Yep.
And also draft a quarterback until you hit. I mean, I don't understand. It's not hard to rebuild in the NFL unless you're trying to reinvent the wheel. And it seems like the Raiders are always trying to reinvent the wheel, and I'm sick of it.
Well, the problem is this. You had Gruden, who was positive that Derek Carr was his quarterback, right? In a few years, he showed that there was some truth to that. But then you bring in Josh McDaniels. He does the whole Tom Brady thing. Let me go find a statuesque type guy in the middle rounds. He goes and gets Aiden O'Connell, right? AP doesn't even stand a chance. He has 1 year, and you knew who he wanted, but there was no way in hell we could move up to get Jaden Daniels. So recently, there really hasn't been and with Pete in the building, it's crystal clear he doesn't want to go get a rook right now. Like, he doesn't want to do that. He got his best quarterback he's ever had in the third round. I think that he thinks he can hit later on. He may even feel that he has something in Cam Miller, which I think that was a spy tech in Brady move. But nonetheless, if you want to get a quarterback early, wasted, I'm telling you now, man, you're going to have to move on from Pete Carroll. Because, again, he's not going to want to be here to see this thing through. He may not even have enough lifeline left to see this thing through with the young guy. You know what I'm saying? So, again, look, man, it's crazy to watch that Ben Johnson has three times the more wins than Pete Carroll right now. Like it's just crazy to me. Mind you, it takes two to tango, right? We wanted him. He didn't want us. He went to a situation with a better quarterback. I get it. But Pete had a chance to actually go out there and pinpoint his quarterback. He went and handpicked his guy. And Ben just went with the better situation because Caleb was already in play.
Well, Ben, if we're being honest, Ben handpicked his guy too. He wanted to coach.
He didn't handpick him. He went to the better situation at hand.
He wanted to coach his guy. He knew he can get whatever job he wanted. That was the quarterback that he was on fire to coach. That's probably why he left Detroit. He could have stayed at Detroit even longer. Like before, they were rumors of him leaving the year before that, and it wasn't something that compelled him to leave. Caleb Williams is what compelled him to leave Detroit. What was the one team, I believe, the year prior was the Commanders, I believe, right? Was the one team that they were talking. And then I think Carolina was a team that was talking about potentially trying to bring him in. Yeah, but they were saying that they had Ben Johnson going there indiscriminately. And had they had the number one pick, which everyone thought, he would have gone there because he wanted Caleb, right? I don't think he was as juiced up to coach Jaden Daniels as he is Caleb Williams. Yeah. There's something about Caleb Williams that he liked, and he's getting the best out of that situation. But be that as it may, right? We're in a situation where, even with Gruden, right? Can coming in thinking he can reclaim Derek. Even with John Gruden, even if you have a guy like Derek Carr, the odds say that, listen, he's good, but we should still seek excellence. The problem with the Raiders is ever since Al has died, right? And even Al, at the end of his life, he was operating from a prism of how football was and not the way it was at that time. Yeah. You have to seek excellence. If you have a middle of the road quarterback, that should never preclude you from drafting a quarterback
at all.
Never. You should draft a quarterback until you have something close to what Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes is.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And again, that's why we're in NFL hell, football hell right now because of it. And again, we don't know where we're going to go. We don't know when we're going to locate a quarterback. We don't know what direction that this regime is going to choose to go in. We're watching Matthew Stafford have an MVP year with the Rams right now, playing phenomenal. And that was a guy that Brady wanted to bring in. And it sounded like there was a very, very good chance that he would leave the Rams. And then he ended up, making the right decision and staying exactly where he needed.
I knew he wasn't leaving the Rams, bro. This is a guy.
He was putting pressure on him. He
was using us a bargaining chip, and we always play ball with that. And I hate that because if you really look at it, this guy is 37, 38 years old.
Yeah.
He has kids in high school and shit, probably, or close to high school. Yeah, sure. He don't want to uproot his family. His wife loves living in Los Angeles.
LA. Yeah.
His kids are in school. They got to move their friends. It's one thing for when you got a young player that's 25, 26 years old, his life isn't established. It's a whole nother thing when somebody plants roots and they have a family and a wife and older children to just get up and just move like that.
I agree with you, bro. I'm just saying this. Matthew Stafford has 7 wins right now? This is the thing that kills me, right? Seattle gets rid of Pete. They go get a guy in Sam Darnold, and they're one of the best teams in football. We watched Robert Spillane and some of the other guys go out to New England. They're the number one team in their division. Merrick is playing pretty good out there in Carolina. They lost a nasty game against the Saints, but they've been really competitive up to this point. It's like watching these guys. Everybody leave. Then you watch Ben Johnson, You know, they're winning ball games. It doesn't matter how they get it done. They're getting it done. Like, it's just everything that surrounds this football team. It's like when you leave, everything, like, it just gets better for them. Outside of Devontae last year with the Jets. But now he goes to the Rams, goes back home to California, and he's playing lights out with them. It's just like we can't have anything good wasted. It's like everything that we get close to. Ben Johnson, successful in Chicago. Caleb was playing really good ball. Matthew Stafford, MVP caliber guy this year. Like, it just sucks, man.
Because you got to be realistic if you're the ownership of this team. Just because you have a shiny new stadium in a nice city and tax-free and all this other stuff, and you got all the money in the world, does not mean that this is a situation that people are going to put their careers on the line for. Like, the one thing about being a head coach is you might not ever get another shot at that shit. So you got to go to the best place possible, right? And I think that the Raiders try to skip steps. You know, I say this to
consistently
all the time. You can't jump the line. You have to be there from the foundation of the process all the way up to the crest of the roof of the project. Yeah. You can't go from the foundation to the roof. There's a whole lot of shit in the middle that needs to happen to make this thing work. And they keep consistently trying to skip steps. And that's like, even with this Pete Carroll move, that is skipping steps. You know, this team is not talented enough to do what Pete Carroll envisioned. And I heard Pete Carroll get interviewed, you know, when he tried to kind of make the comparison of what happened when he went to USC.
But I think they got the one delusional coach, and I don't mean to cut you off. I think they got the one delusional coach that actually believed that. I think when Tom and Spy realized they weren't going to get a Stafford, they weren't going to get one of those guys or Ben Johnson, like to build this thing like I think that they said, we're going to go get the one guy that actually can sell the culture and who's delusional enough to think that he can win with this football team. Bro, when he shows up to pressers week in and week out, I said, I honestly, I can't believe that we're not further ahead. It's like, wow, you really truly believe that we were way ahead of the curve with what we have. And I think that he is just, and once again, I love Pete Carroll. I think that he's had a great, like you said, a decorated career up to this point. He's won every step of the way. But again, sometimes the game just passes you up. And I feel like delusion has gotten to him up to this point, bro. I really feel like he's the one guy that Tom and them said he's delusional that he can come in here and fix this thing.
Every great visionary and leader is somewhat delusional. They set standards that are unreachable, and they try to get people to live up to that. And that's a great thing. But it's not about Pete. It's about the people that hire him and understanding where you are. Right. It's kind of like being a guy, right, and knowing that you're a 5 and you don't have a lot of money and you keep trying to hit on chicks that are 10s.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, you're a 5 and that chick is a 10. and that chick is going to date ball players and rappers and actors. Yeah. And you need to go holler at the fucking cashier at Costco. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the Raiders need to focus on stop trying to like Bluetooth themselves into success and really trying to build a successful program. Yeah. You know, and I think that's part and parcel, you know, some of having Mark make certain decisions that look good on paper, but aren't the best for this team.
And what you got against Costco, man?
Oh, I have nothing against Costco. But they got Costco got some big old women working there though. They up there eating churros and $2 hot dogs. They up there eating a calzone.
Oh, shit. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Nah, yeah, but on the real, I just think that who's ever calling the shots, it's like, GM hires head coach, young innovative person. Be in for the whole build. Be in. Understand that you're not going to win this year. Maybe you might win this year. Who knows? But be in for the whole deal. Get quarterback, build around said quarterback, and do exactly what you need to do. Like, I'm just tired of us feeling like, okay, we can just, keep, putting lipstick on a pig. Or put
year in and year out.
You can't do that year in, year out. You can try it and hopefully, maybe it'll work or you can catch lightning in a bottle. But if you've gone, just from 2011, I'm not even going to go back to Al's days. from 2011 to now.
But that's why Gruden was smart enough to get that 10 years fully guaranteed deal. He knew it was going to take some time in order to turn this thing around. He came in, got rid of Khalil Mack, got rid of Amari Cooper. And we started slowly but surely. Couldn't draft for shit, but there was some players there, right? Hunter Renfrow, Max. There was a few guys that they found in the mix of not being able to draft well. But he was smart enough to say, I know that this is going to take some time to get right. You know, Pete was delusional enough to sign a 3-year, fourth year team option deal and think that they can win now. And again, when you look at this roster from top to bottom and you think, this is a guy that Seattle claimed off of the waiver wire a few years ago, Drake Thomas and Caillou Blue. Do you remember the day they got both of those guys off the waiver wire? When we got rid of Drake Thomas, and guess what? He's one of the better young linebackers in football.
He's a monster, and we all said that. And the thing that is very, very disheartening is that what is it about us, right? And look, we're on every single day. We're on every single day. Like and like for me, we throw a lot of opinions out there. Right, but you can go back and pull the tape. Like fucking 85 to 90% of them are right.
Yeah.
So what is it about us, right? Some ham and egg dudes who are just trying to make their way in this thing. Yeah. What we don't even have the access to the shit that they do.
Yeah.
Why can't you see when you have this guy in the building that this is a linebacker you need to keep?
Bro, we talked about Drake Thomas that entire draft class, and we got him as a UDFA. That was Hammer's guy. Like, that was Hammer's guy, and we were all big fans of him. Watched him with the Wolfpack. He was a beast, and now he's out there playing phenomenal. And mind you, they have a really great defense around him, one of the best defenses against the run. Tariq Woolen had a great game against Arizona yesterday as well. He played lights out, and you know, but again, I told you my guy Emmanuel Forbes is going to come to light at some point, bro.
Yeah,
he's cooking right now.
He-man's balling. He-man balling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but let's get these supers in real quick. We're just kind of just off script right now, man. Salute to everybody. If you guys want to get a chance to listen to DJ Glaze, our starting right tackle, run the show back. He was on for about 40 minutes. Really, really great dude. We got some really, really good conversation out of our guy, DJ Glaze. So run the show back. Salute to Hug. Happy 250th birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Salute to all the Marines out there. And thank you, Hug, for reminding us about that. Salute to my guy, 5'10". Click them boots and hope you teleport to a winning season at this point. Salute to my guy, man, 5'10". I mean, I wish it was that easy, right?
Yeah,
wish
man,
it was that
man. Yo, and salute to my father-in-law, a veteran.
Yes.
Salute to my father-in-law, man, the 82nd Airborne, bad motherfucker, jumping out of planes over in Grenada. Salute to my father-in-law. I know he watching. Salute to him, man.
Salute to him as well.
Excuse my language.
Hey, you guys, I'm trying behind the scenes, man, too. I seen somebody, Steam T, mention Spy Tech. I know he doesn't do a lot of media. I know he stays out the way, but we're trying to get a 10, 15-minute little spot with him, so stay tuned. I just talked to his right-hand man today, and we're trying to put something together. There's no guarantees. I'm not going to promise you guys nothing. You know, we knew DJ was going to come on. We know that we got the Princess of Darkness coming up soon, but I'm trying to get a 10, 15-minute spot together with our general manager. That would be some epic shit. So Stay tuned. I'm really, really working on the behind the scenes. So stay tuned for that. I'm actually waiting for a response to this text message now. So hopefully that would be really, really dope. The Mokes, Costco cashiers need love too, Wasted. Trying to get that free membership. Give them that Costco glizzy. Salute to the Mokes.
The Mokes, you are one sick individual. But you know what? I love that comment, bro. And I will give you a moratorium from going to the gulags today.
Hey, as somebody that worked at Costco probably 5 or 6 different times, Sacramento, Dallas, Atlanta, Woodland, shit, Atlanta again. Bro, I've probably worked at Costco like 5, 6 times, bro. I probably had 13 years at Costco on my resume. Real shit.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, nasty work. But I come from a Costco family. My auntie was that cashier that worked there for 40 years that raised me. Okay? Nothing right. She was big too, man. Rest in peace to my aunt. I want Wasted hit the nail on the head with that one, man. You hit the nail on the head with that one, you dirty son of a bitch. Salute to everybody here in the building. Doxic, that would be fire, my guy. Outwork everyone. We're trying, man. We're trying to definitely bring on some new blood around here, man. You know, it's always good to have active players and former players and all that good stuff. But we're trying to add some different tape.
Yeah, some different looks, man. And bro, what we're also trying to do, we're trying to galvanize the nation, man. This is a season where, I know you guys are struggling because we are too, and we just want to bring some hope to Raider Nation, man. That's what we're here for, man. Like, we're here to give you guys information and not affirmation, but we're also here to bring out some hope.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear from some of these young guys to make you kind of believe in what's going on. Because like the one thing about me, look, I believe the one thing I believe, and this is why I like Mark Davis, is that he wants to really win and he loves this team. Yeah. And it means more. It would mean so much for him. I think he's probably going to break down in tears if we win the Super Bowl. That guy loves this team. He always has. And you don't see that in sports a lot. You have a lot of owners who don't give a damn about their teams. Yeah. And I love the fact that he's at least freaking trying, man.
Look, I know that Mark watches the show. He said it. This is little old us. That lets you know how much he loves this thing and how much he wants to get this shit right?
Yeah, man, because you got some dudes who claim that they get watched by the Raiders and fucking nobody is watching that bullshit. You can buy however many people you want. You can make it look like something it's not. It is a fucking joke. Nobody is signing up to watch that nonsense making up shit. Like, oh, how about we paint our asses purple and dance in a circle? Maybe Joe Burrow will come to the Raiders. Rumors. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm going to say that because I never do that. But I'm doing it today because it's late and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. The F up out of here.
Salute to Zahn, man. He farted so loud it literally echoed through his house.
Yo,
Fire.
Dave Zahn, man. Yo, go get yourself some baby wipes, man. And that's disgusting. Go get that thing cleaned up.
AO says this is a family show. It's never that when we come together, man. It's a whole entire different situation.
Yes.
It's only a family show when Waste is over there doing his 1-2, and when we come together, it just shit hits the fan.
The debauchery is here, man.
Yes. But salute to everybody here in the building, man. As always, we still got 700 people rocking. If you're on my channel or Waste's channel or Twitter, make sure you guys get those likes up and also hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. And also salute to everybody that will be listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Salute to you guys. You guys have been great on the audio side of things. I've been snooping around Twitter and all over the place and seeing people share it. People showing me on Facebook, they're showing us sharing all the audio stuff.
Yeah, I haven't uploaded anything on an audio podcast in a month. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't want to just upload my show. I want to actually do an audio podcast.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, want to, but I don't have the time.
Every one of our shows that we do are always up. So
those are phenomenal because it is like a show, but it's cohesive. The only thing with me, I don't upload mine. I'm going to tell you guys something. Look out for 2 audio podcasts a week because of all of you guys make it to where I can't upload my shows because you guys are a bunch of crazy people and it's just me for 40 minutes yelling at you. So I can't upload that. You bunch of bums. Blame yourselves.
Yo, we will be back, you guys, this week. Raiders will be back Monday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys. We'll try and maybe get another Graphk and Wasted show later on in the week.
Definitely.
Once we get the injury report and all that good stuff. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to a couple creators. So let's get a Dallas guy on and pick his brain a little bit about the Cowboys.
The one dude that we
yeah. We'll reach out to him, get him on the show as well. And me and Hammer will be covering the game next Monday, you guys. The play-by-play. We will be lit Monday Night Football for those who are looking for a space to hear actual Raiders call Raider football games. We will be here every step of the way. Also, make sure to check out our brother Wasted. He will be over at JT the Brick Show. Not bi-weekly, but every week moving forward, going over there and giving his takes about what's going on with this football team. So make sure you guys follow our brother Wasted Talent over there at Raider Nation Unlimited. He'll post all of it in the community tab, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff when they put those shows together. So stay tuned for that. But anything on the way out, man?
No, bro, just guys, be on the lookout. We got a show tomorrow too. We're gonna be rocking and rolling. We're gonna get you guys some more guests. And I just want y'all to know something, man. Think things look really the darkest before dawn.
Yeah.
But I think things are gonna turn around, man. Especially every time we come in contact with one of these young guys on the team, man. It just makes me believe that things are gonna get better, because when you have guys with that kind of attitude so young in their career, that's nothing but right.
Yep.
So things are looking up, guys.
And then again, man, once again, salute to Lecky, my dog. Much love to our guy DJ Glaze for pulling up. And once again, salute to DJ's father. He hit me up. He liked the Dante show. And I tapped in and was like, we got to get DJ on the show. And it was just that easy. It was like this was not a situation where we had to sit around and hopefully, this works and so on and so forth. You guys have no idea how many different situations we have that are set up, doesn't work, set up, doesn't work. This was light work, and it's because of DJ Glaze and his father, man. They really, really made this a layup. So salute to them as always. But other than that, you guys, make sure you guys wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs on the way out. Salute to you guys. Run that show back. Check out our starting right tackle, DJ Glaze. He was live for about 45 minutes. So run the show back and let us know in the comments section on both channels how you feel about the back and forth banter with DJ Glaze. Salute to you guys. We love you guys. We are out.
Touchdown!